Apothecary Diaries, Season 2, Episode 7. Oh, it's little Gingi! Oh, it's little Gingi's trauma. Is this Gingi backstory? Is it backstory? Gingi perceived every adult as ghouls. Why did everyone have that look on their face? Why is everyone a ghoul? Why is he a ghoul? Why are there so many demons? Why is everyone so afraid of her? Yeah, this is confusing. Does Gingi also not know? That was great, I think, because there's something about childhood conception that's extra horrific or vivid. It's not always bad. Horrific if bad. Magical if good. You know that feeling of having a memory of something scary when you were a kid for years and years because you're not updating it? Then later you have the opportunity to revisit it and you're like, this is not anything like what I remember it being. I mean, those are all just like dudes, right? And it was a lady. But in childhood, the height of your vulnerability and discovery is not the same. For me, it was like some show on PBS.
Mystery is made possible by
it was this. Actually, this is pretty creepy. Still, this is weird. Yeah, oh my god, this was so disturbing to me. I'm not able to update. It's a great opening, actually. This would crush today, I think, about the dream flashback, whatever itself. I don't know exactly what it means, but I guess I can speculate on a couple things. The golden piece that that dude is giving Gingi maybe some proof or hint of actual lineage, which promptly gets shut down. His mother, who looks really pissed, is Empress Dowager, who may not be his actual biological mother. So maybe the older lady, the Empress above her. You know what would be really interesting is if that dude is the Emperor, or like the Grand Emperor, and then like he's just being controlled by his wife. As crazy as this is, I feel like Maomao might be able to solve this mystery from the past. Who knows how much of that was actually accurate, though. Go to my trusted sword. And I do sword forms while half naked in the moonlight, as one does for the audience. I mean, for one's emotional health after a bad dream. What do you do when you wake up from a nightmare? You telling me you don't do half naked sword dancing? I would do it, but my room's not big enough. But now you have some idea. Oh, okay, good. We might find out. Father? Wait a minute. Really confusing with the generations and like the childhood memory stuff. So the old man wasn't 2 emperors ago, it was the last emperor, and the old woman was his mother. That's what I said. Yeah, she might have suspicions. So you know. So much angst. Gingi's in so much pain. Life's so hard for him. So beautiful and so royal. And it hurts after I do my half-naked sword dancing. Sometimes I cry on the floor. Nobody sees me. Nobody knows my pain. Funnily enough, I feel like this is somewhat American for reasons that are hard to explain. Are American shows just shoujo? Is that what it is? Odd theory, but here we are.
昔々この国には別の民が住んでいた。
Episode 31, The Shrine of Choosing. That's impressive. Is that the old lady we saw? This would be very relevant. And we use the new school as a device. That's clever. Have you figured me out yet? I mean, figured it out yet? Who could study with Gingi around? Yeah. I think Maomao, in her very subtle, non-admittal way, is falling in love with Gingi. It's getting so frequent, her pointing out his looks and how he would destroy everyone's lives with his beauty. I mean, it's also just a running device in the show, but if I were to hear someone's inner thoughts and Gingi's beauty came up this much, I might think like, oh, you don't realize that you're falling in love with this person. Like, you sure talk about him a lot. It's a solid start. Yeah, this is the pilot class. Let people see the results. Charlotte having regrets. That's cute. She's happy to see them learning. Proud of you. Please stay awake. My favorite shrine? How does this connect? This is all gonna connect. Maybe we can find out more about this myth while we're here. And this shrine. What's in the shrine? This is another way Maomao's cat-like. The whole curiosity killed the cat thing. Oh, how timely. You just overheard
王母
eavesdropped
様は
about
この
that.
地を治める際に古い信仰を拒まなかった
That's
んだね。
probably wise. I don't know history, but I feel like that's a common story, right? I'm just totally pulling this out of nowhere, but I'm under the vague impression that there are at least a few historical figures who are attributed as being wise because of their treatment of the local customs of the places they invaded. I'm out of my wheelhouse again.
この地を治める者はあの廟を通り抜けないといけない。そして正しい道を選んだ者だけがこの地の長と
This
な
sounds
る。
like it's a mystery. I'm really curious what's
こ
inside.
の地に遷都したのもあの廟があったか
Right, we
ら
did
だね。
hear about that before.
先の主上先帝の兄君たちはみんな流行り病で倒れただろう。残ったのは先帝のみ。
通過儀礼を行うまでもなく決まったというわけ。
Right, and we would need another heir in order for it to be relevant again. So the current emperor also didn't do it. Gingi might.
昔は興味を持つ方がいたんですか？
I mean, they moved the whole capital
昔
here.
ここにいた医官が変わり者で
Oh,
ね。
go figure. I think I have a feeling I know who it is.
そうか、ローメンの。
It's risky.
この人は親父と仲が
I
良
mean,
か
it
った
seemed like a
んだろ
fond
うか。
reaction, but the risk is like, who knows in this world?
失礼いたします。
It's getting so big.
寿司
I've been thinking about you recently, it
つい
seems.
てきてほしいのだ
Oh my god, it's happening so
どちら
quickly.
へ？
選択の秒
What? Already. Everything's happening so quickly. Everything's being combined so quickly. Yes. Why now? What are you doing?
もう一度チンが通ってもいいのかな
You get multiple tries.
お月はどうなったんだ。
では
Wow, what an honor and also great
あの
choices.
ここは女人禁制では。
So is medicine, but you know, we bend the rules for Maomao. We're actually spending time with the Emperor, like us.
三つの扉。
oh.
赤き扉。
Do not pass through the red door.
通るべから
Okay.
ず
Wait, we can't trust that
扉の色
though.
は
Trust nothing.
青、赤、緑。
Right, blue, red, green.
青か緑を選べってことか。
Wait, that's assuming you trust the sign. That's it? Those are the only hints we get? 3 colors and don't go through the red door? Red, I'm doing red. Don't tell me what to do.
青にしよう前は緑を選んだからな
さようでしたね。ではこ
Okay.
ちら
How many chances do you get of this trial? And what are the stakes?
管理する我々の身にもなってください。
This is actually is pretty bold to say to the Emperor, yeah.
苦労をかける
But he's amicable about it.
また三つの扉。
Green,
緑、
brown,
茶、
light blue.
水色。次は茶
Do
の
not
扉
enter
を
the
通
brown
るべ
door.
からず。
Brown!
繰り返すのか。
Couldn't you just like orient yourself by direction and just try to go straight all the time?
上がったり下がったり、戻ったり
It's a
曲
maze.
がったり。もう方向がわからない。
Okay. I mean, you could if you were paying attention, right?
早く終わらないもんか。
Gigi's having a good time. He seems focused or sort of unconcerned, actually.
次の扉は青、紫、木で。
Don't go through
青き
the blue
扉
door,
を
which is
通るべ
exactly
からず。
what we should be doing.
木を選ぶ
I mean, it can't just be random. That's so unsatisfying. Unless it's a lesson about brute strength and never giving up.
行き止まり。
You suck.
王の子よ。だが王
Yet
母の
not
子では
of
ない
the。mother royal. What do you know, Gingi?
チンに転移を知ることはできないか
He said happily.
この廟を後宮の中に閉じ込めた時点でここを管理する者は私一人
Have you
に
figured it
なり
out?
ました
I mean, you live here.
管理を続けるため、虚勢して宦官になってま
High
でここ
price to pay to live in a maze. I'm not sure I would make the same decision, but I respect the dedication. There's more to this place than we're seeing. I mean, if this is all it is, it's pretty lame. Like, choose the colors randomly until you get the answer. Oh no, once again, you are not the will of the mother. This is the worst episode of Tomb Raider.
帝は看板の指示に従って進んだ。間違いはしなかったはずだ。なのに正解
There
に
were
はたど
no
り着けなかった。
real hints, though, either.
きっとローメンならわかるだろう。
Oh, shots fired.
でもお前には無理だと
Yeah, that was
腹が立つ
sort of an inciting comment. Or really stirred the pot. Don't look at me. Don't look at me while I'm struggling.
だが王母の子ではない。
Haikyuu?
この言葉の真意
Well,
は
there's 3 little
何だ。
lines there. Is this a language puzzle? Because I'm never, ever gonna get it.
建国の物語に登場するのは初代皇帝の母、王母だ。
Well, there is no
父親は
father.
出てこない。
It's a virgin birth. Father is God.
男子による世襲制をとっている。その中で王母の血筋を残そうとするなら。
Huh. Why is a way to carry on the mother's bloodline? This is actually a really interesting puzzle, thinking about it genetically. I'm not sure this is significant, really, though it's possible that it is. Women are born from 2 X chromosomes, and men are born from 1 X and 1 Y chromosome. And so anytime a boy is born, you have a very clear, traceable understanding of the transference of that Y chromosome. Because there's only ever 1 Y to pass. So like, for example, if I have a son, I'm the only one with a Y chromosome, and I only have 1 Y chromosome. So I know the Y chromosome my son has is the same Y chromosome I have and is the same Y chromosome my father has and his father had, etc., etc., etc. Whereas if I have a daughter, I'm sure that my daughter has my X chromosome and 1 X chromosome from my wife, but it's not clear which of my wife's parents that X chromosome came from. And then any children she has, she only passes 1 X chromosome. So at this point, it's a total shuffle of like who that X chromosome came from. So if I'm conceptualizing this correctly, as long as you have a direct lineage of males, you can be assured of the continuity of at least some DNA, whereas any line that passes through a daughter, you're not actually guaranteed of any direct survivable genetic lineage. And I guess maybe we could speculate that like maybe that's an intuitive reason as to why over and over again in society male lineage seems to be more favored, but I don't know if there's really evidence for that. It seems more likely it's what I said way back when about the emperor, about how like a successful male descendant, since you can have theoretically infinite children, is just so much more of a dominant strategy in the event that things go well, that there's a slight biological bias for males, just from the perspective of like genetic survival. Back to the question, how would you devise a way to be ensured or carry on the mother's royal bloodline, assuming no genetic testing? And what does it have to do with the house with 3 choices and a sign that says don't pick this one? If the royal mother has a son, it's guaranteed at that point that the son has one of the royal mother's X chromosomes. So there's DNA continuity there. Then if the son has a daughter, that also means since the son only has 1 X chromosome to pass, that came from the royal mother. Now that's where it gets a little bit murky, because now you have a daughter with 2 potential X chromosomes, one of which is not from the royal mother originally. Unless, actually I think I figured out the answer and I don't like it. I guess maybe in the case of incest, like following that same logic, we already created a son who we are assured of having the royal mother's DNA. So if that then is the father, then you now have maybe enough of a genetic difference that it's okay, assuming it's generations down, but you're assured of lineage is, I don't know.
同服だったのでしょうか。
全員が同服ではないが、王子を産んだ母君
The
たちは
mothers who
姉妹
gave
だ
birth to the princess were sisters.
血が近かったという
Oh, maybe this is it. Luoman would be proud. Risky. The YouTube algorithm won't like it, but
確かにあまり良くなかったと聞いたことがある。だが選定の目は良かったぞ。
やっぱり。
okay, now explain in more detail. Yeah, how does it relate to the puzzle though? That's weird.
娘さんはその資格があるというのかい？
I told you Maomao was going to become the emperor.
妃でも姫でもないだろう？
ただの下女だもんな。
I'm the new emperor. I am the emperor now.
先に召し上げようか。
Oh, Jinchi's reaction. I'm waiting for Jinchi's reaction on this. Okay, there it is.
他の妃たちがどう思うことか。
Just kidding.
お前が連れて行くか。
Jinchi trying to hide his delight. Was this his plan from the beginning?
いつもより茶目っ気が。
He's having a great time. Is this a
まず
setup?
は青、赤、緑の扉。
Do
赤き
not
扉を
pass
通
through the
る
red
べ
door.
から
Do not pass through the red
どれを
door.
選ぶ？
青、
So you're right to take the blue one. Right. We went right. Maybe the colors are a red herring.
王母の子にしか選べない扉があるとしたら、
Are we following
扉
the
の色に鍵
X
があるはず
chromosome?
だ。
Oh, it is the colors.
なんぞ
Choose the red
赤い
door.
扉を選べ。
I don't want the red door now. All of a sudden.
緑。
くぐればわかります。
Okay. I'm very confused and curious. It's the town.
おめでとうございます。正しき道を選ばれたようで。
I'm not sure I would know that that was the reward. Like, if I did this whole puzzle and walked out and it was like a balcony, I'd be like, did I win? What is this? I thought it would be like a statue or I don't know, something. A royal jewel, a crown, just like the city lights. At least we have this guy to tell us.
その昔、王母に選ばれた者は次の王になりました。
Yeah. And I guess, like, if you figure out the puzzle, you also know the breeding strategy.
妃を連れて、
Uh-huh.
再度この廟へやってきたと。
And now we have that concubine.
正しき血を受け継ぐ者
No,
が
it's
それをなす
Maomao.
わけですが、
Just Maomao.
いやどうも違うものが当ててしまったようで。
Uh-huh. The way everyone's related in this show, though, who knows? Turns out Maomao is actually the royal mother, part 2. And she and Jinchi lived happily ever after. You were the real princess.
そちらの娘に聞いてはいかがかと。
このじじい、言いにくいことを私に言わせる気か。
Explain it to us, Maomao, so we can pretend we understood it and we're smart the whole time.
この廟に選ばれし者、つまり 王母の血を引く者は色の識別ができない目を持つということです。
色の識別が
This is way better than what I thought it was. It's woof, what a relief for our modern conventions. I see. It's genetic confirmation through traits. Though, like, I feel like it's kind of weak. Yeah, I mean, it depends. Given what we've always thought about recessive traits, which actually I think probably is now outdated. In the case of something that is extremely recessive, you would need to inherit that trait from both sides. So if we're assuming that, like, only the Empress had X trait and that trait was expressed in this iteration of the lineage, then it would have to be that that person got a bunch of that person's DNA. But I feel like that actually doesn't hold up that well. Because green and red would appear the same?
なぜなら赤と緑の区別がつかないから。
Got it, got it.
この国では珍しいのですが、裁縫には赤と緑の判別ができない男性が10人に1人の割合でいたそうです。
ローメンならわかるだろうね。
Oh, because it's from the West. That was not a dig. That was a hint, actually.
本当の正解は一つしかなかったのです。
Interesting.
しかし代々の皇帝にそんな特徴があれば気づきそうなものだが。
That's why the concubine also is acceptable, right? Because then their offspring will have it. Well, even then, not quite clear. A little bit dubious here, but I guess like not bad, not terrible. It increases your chances a lot, right? And I may just be missing something.
色の識別が困難な分、読めが聞くとも聞きます。それが王母の目の言い伝えの元ではないでしょうか。
Oh, is this refer to someone we know, like Gingi? Maybe Gingi was solving it the whole time.
伝承では王母は夫を持たなかったと聞くぞ。
That's a legend, that's
王
right.
母たちのしたたかなところです。
Obstruct the
血
male
が濃くなり
lineage.
すぎないよう、よそから来たものをめとるのは珍しいことではない。
Speaking of that, yeah.
もし特性を持つ者がいなければ、王母に近しい血筋のものを妃として迎え、
Right, remixing.
そうやって少しずつ国の中心に入り込んでいく。
He took over genetically.
やがて当時を知る者がいなくなれば、残った物語が真実となる。それはとても
Damn, it was
平
a
和的な
genetic
長
victory.
い乗っ取りだったわけだ。
It's insidious and interesting. Is that related to what we saw in Gingi's dream about that woman just absolutely dominating that dude? Why don't you go back to your room and take a nap?
ま、さすがにそれは言えないけどね。
Say it.
つまり陳には王母の血は流れておらぬということか。
It's unclear. I mean, genes are more than like, you know, this one trait, but
よもやこんな小娘が本当に謎解きするとは思いませんでした。
I wouldn't have thought you would figure it out this quickly. Like, we just got introduced to the mystery.
類まれな聡明さがあったからこそと言われております。
This is foreshadowing from Mama taking over.
いっそこのようなものを取り込んでみては。
I've been predicting this
そ
from
れ
the
も面
beginning.
白いかもしれぬがラカンを敵に回したくはないし。
Very observant. On the flip side, one benefit of that is that you get to anger Lacan. I understand we need him for our military and everything, but, you know, it's Lacan.
何より
Oh my god. The legends are true. And Gingi is saved by the Emperor's preferences.
よその血が入ることを快く思わない連中も多いでしょ
分かっておるよ。
You don't need to tell the Emperor
う。
that.
主情は分かっておられますでしょう。
My evening in Escape the Room with the Emperor. It's been a day. Gingi awfully solemn here. This whole time. Couple possibilities there. Could be that he actually has the Royal Mother's lineage.
一体何
And he
者
could
な
solve
ん
the
だ。
puzzle.
帝のお気に入りの宦官。
It doesn't, does
それ
it?
だけで済ませるには何か。
My favorite eunuch. I mean, that's just sort of a non-starter, right? Do people have favorite eunuchs? Is favorite eunuch a thing? My favorite eunuch, my little eunuch. What is my favorite eunuch? I suddenly want a collection of eunuchs so I can have a favorite one. Favorite concubine. Favorite eunuch.
誰だっていいか。
You and
知
me.
らぬが仏。
We both care.
そういうものだ。
Sure. I believe you. Sure, you don't care about this mystery that's nagging at you, that involves the person you spend most of your time with, who loves you, whose life you literally risked your life to save. And you certainly are not interested in, like, turning over this stone, because you never have shown interest in turning stones over and sticking your nose where it doesn't belong. As we all know, meddling is the essence of becoming the First Lady Emperor. It is exciting, though. It is super exciting, because I have been waiting for more Gingi focus, because we got a lot of Maomao's backstory, though it feels like there's still more to it that we don't know. So season 2, since Gingi is framed often, I mean, mainly by the intro, but largely hinted at being the other half of this tale, I thought it would be fitting we see a little bit of his backstory this season. And here we are in season 7, starting off with a dream sequence of this dramatic encounter of sort of questionable reliability given this show and his childhood nature, followed by a myth and subsequent trial involving the royal mother and lineage lineage. There are just so many things in the show. I feel like this is relevant to other characters, and there are probably hints to other characters being colorblind that like I never would have picked up on it for a second without being on the lookout for that kind of thing. Has a character ever missed something because of a color? Probably not relevant, but recently there was a thing about Shin not realizing it was a white bush. Shin is royal mother confirmed. Also, I'm not sure if this is a thing, but it's possible that there's a little bit of a red herring with the color blindness thing. There could also be other traits that are common to the royal mother. You know what might be an interesting one is eye color. And they focused on eye color in the past. What color are the Emperor's eyes? Because Gingi has purple eyes. Purple was the color in the... No, I'm just going nuts. Does anybody have red eyes? You know the Westerners, like Lady Gokukyo, have blue eyes, right? Gingi's eyes are very purple. The Emperor's are sort of red. Don't go through the red door. It looks like he has red eyes. Maybe this is like a meta hint, you know? This has made me realize that this guy just doesn't open his eyes at all. He spent this whole episode with his eyes closed. I mean, this episode's crazy. This is a whole can of worms piled on top of other cans of worms. It's just cans of worms all the way down. And then just like mysteries aside, you know, intrigue of this world aside, this was a whole day of Maomao spending time with the Emperor, which is pretty amazing. They even deliberately touched on the whole like, maybe you'll be a concubine someday. I feel like this is a deliberate, decisive answer that the Emperor's not interested. But yet I still have this inkling that Maomao is gonna rise to major important concubine or queen status. I mean, I think it just fits for so many reasons for this to be the sort of like slave girl to queen or emperor story. And the way to reconcile those two things is that Gingi actually at some point becomes the emperor or is in a place of succession given his actual royal mother lineage or something. And then not hard to imagine Maomao being the empress there, right? So I feel like in a subtle way, this is kind of like boxing things in or foreshadowing things going in a certain direction. Then, I mean, I guess back to the plot intrigue stuff, you got to ask yourself in what ways are the previous issues like the Gingi assassination attempt and the concubine poisoning related to this whole mother thing? Are they related at all? Could it be like the original faction, you know, like before the royal mother did this whole genetic infiltration plan, the paternal line? What color are, what's her name? Man, the girl who came back from the dead. What color are her eyes? And other mysteries. Find out next time in the next episode of My Favorite Eunuch.